Yo, what it do, YouTube, bro? It's your boy Mac here. I'm bringing you another video, man. Today I'm going to be talking about the Miami Dolphins and the receivers and what I expect for them next season. Now, we didn't have the best wide receiver group that we all expected to have this year. You know, with the emergence of Devontae Parker finally becoming that number one receiver that we all hoped he could be of last year, to Preston Williams coming back off injury, being better than ever, working on his hands, making sure that he has no thumbs for hands, and he gets injured. Devontae Parker gets injured. Jakeem Grant, you're hoping he takes the next step. He looks like he gets phased out the offense. You bring in a kid, Lynn Bolden, who shows some potential. You think Isaiah Ford's going to be another key factor in offense. You trade him away to the Patriots. You know, all these things that were supposed to happen for this Miami Dolphins wide receiver group, they didn't happen. You bring in Matt Hollins. You think he's going to be something special for your team, at least another target for your young quarterback. He isn't that. You look at Antonio Callaway when he gets done with his suspension. You think he's going to turn into this phenomenal player that we all thought he was going to be when he was with the Browns. It doesn't happen. So now you're looking at this wide receiver group, and you're looking at a hole after hole, and just a whole bunch of uncertainty. And that's why I'm thinking that the Miami Dolphins, with that third overall pick, are going to draft a wide receiver. Because this wide receiver going into 2021, it just brings so much uncertainty that you don't know what you're going to get. You know, is Preston Williams going to come back healthy? Is Jakeem Grant finally going to make that next step into becoming a player similar to Tyreek Hill? Or is Devontae Parker going to be healthy, again, and produce what he produced back in 2019? You don't know if that's going to happen. So you got all these questions that you need to ask. And that's coming off a subpar season. Well, and when I say subpar, I know we went 10-6, all right? But I feel a lot of these games that we won, it was because of our defense. So our offense really needs to step up this its emphasis on the game. And just to throw some stats out here, because I wrote them down. Devontae Parker played 11 games, 63 catches, 800 yards, 4 touchdowns. And I'm going to throw Mike Gesicki in here because he did play a lot in the slot. Mike Gesicki he played 9 games. He had 53 catches, 700 He had 53 catches, 700 yards, 6 touchdowns. Jakeem Grant had 36 catches, 373, 1 touchdown. Matt Hollins had 16 catches, 176 yards, 1 touchdown. I'm not going to get into the Antonio Callaway stat line or the Isaiah Ford stat line or the Lynn Bolden stat line because those are insignificant. Because, and I know Preston Williams, I didn't say his name. I know he played 2 games or something like that, but he isn't going to be significant to this list either because he didn't play the majority of the season. So, reading those stats, there's a glaring hole at wide receiver, just like there's a glaring hole at running back. And my next video is going to talk about the running back room. But just looking at those stats, if I was an outsider looking at it and all I saw was those stats, didn't know the record, any of that, the situation behind it, I would say 100% you need a wide receiver. And that's just looking at the stats, nothing else. And my thought process on it is number 3 is a high pick to get a wide receiver. It is. But the best wide receivers are going to go in the top 6, I want to say. And the best 3, in my opinion, like I said in my last video, Jamar Chase, Devontae Smith, Jalen Waddle. So those 3 are going to go within the top 6, if not top 8. They're going to go. So, looking at it objectively, number 3 isn't that bad of a spot because you could say O-line, but our O-line wasn't that bad. And it's just going to get better from the way they were playing this past season. You know, our defense, yes, they need more assets, need better linebackers, more depth on the defensive line. But I feel there's enough depth. Maybe not at pass rusher, but there's enough depth for interior linemen to fill in some of those gaps. You know, you brought back Agba and Shaq Lawson, Kyle Van Noy. I think we're going to be good on pass rush. Andrew Van Ginkel. So the big glaring need that I think the first round we should use for that number 3 pick is wide receiver. And you bring in a guy, Devontae Smith, Jamar Chase, Jalen Waddle, either one of those 3. You bring in one of them, and they perform during the season, right? The 2021 season. And let's say they put up Justin Jefferson numbers in there before the bye week, right? They're showing that they're already pro ready, right? I would look at trading Devontae Parker because I know I can, based off just his resume and what he's recently done, especially if he's having a good 2021 season, I can get a 3rd rounder for sure out of him. And maybe I can get a 2nd rounder if Chris Greer, sells it good enough. And don't get me wrong, I like Devontae Parker. I do. I think it took him a while to come around. But he doesn't cost that much. I believe 2021 is his last season with the team. So you trade him before the bye, before you have to re-sign him in the offseason. You trade him to a playoff caliber team, or even if you're a playoff caliber, you still trade him to get that draft capital. So you trade him, you get you a pick out of him, and now you're set for either this draft coming up or next draft. So I wouldn't think it's too far stretched that if we draft a wide receiver this in the 2021 draft, he performs in the first half of the season and we trade Devontae Parker. I don't see that as a far-fetched idea. Especially if Preston Williams comes along and Jakeem Grant is performing, as well as some of our younger guys, like Lynn Bolden or even Isaiah Ford. Even though I'm not crossing my fingers for Isaiah Ford, I do like him, but I don't think he's going to be that productive of a wide receiver in this group. I don't think he beats out Jakeem Grant. I've seen a lot of things about getting Kyle Pitts. I don't know why that's even a thing. We don't need another tight end. Mike Gesicki's, I want to say top 5, if not top 10, receiving tight ends in the NFL right now, especially after what he did this past season. So getting Kyle Pitts is just a waste of pick for us. We don't need him. Another thing I do want to talk about. Durham Smythe, I think, is one of those underappreciated players. I was going back and looking at a lot of games because Durham Smythe, as you all know, is our blocking tight end, but he also catches a few. And there's one catch in particular that he made, and I want to say it was against the Chargers. I could be wrong, but I feel like it was against the Chargers. And he caught a ball. It was I want to say it was on the sideline. I want to say close to the end zone, around like maybe the 5 or something on the left side of the field. And again, I can't remember if it was the Chargers. I would have to look back at all the games and see when he caught it. But he caught a ball, and I looked at it and I was like, isn't that our blocking tight end? And I don't know about you, but I never really thought that blocking tight ends could catch the ball because they never really give it a chance. Like obviously they're tight end. They obviously have some type of catching skills to become a tight end. But they're mainly used for their blocking. But when he caught that ball, I was like, Jesus, Durham Smythe actually has some hands on him. So I do feel that he's one of our underutilized but black sheep players that we have because he can catch. And I believe, if I remember correctly, he had 2 or 3 touchdowns this past season. So look to him to be a bigger part of the offense coming in next year. I think he does have potential. I don't think he's going to beat out Mike Gesicki or anything like that. But he does have potential to score us a few of those goal line formation, Tua rolls out, hit Smythe in the back corner of the end zone type of breakout plays. But Yo, that's my opinion on the Miami Dolphins wide receiver room. I think the next video I'm putting out is going to be on the running back room. Stay tuned for that one. It's going to be out this week sometime. I don't know what day exactly, but just stay tuned. And make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe. And guys, listen, man. This is my opinion. This is no way, shape, or form what the Miami Dolphins are going to do. Even close to what they're going to do. All right. They can go and trade a third round pick. They can say, fuck it. We're going to keep this same wide receiver core. I don't know. But it's my opinion. Something I like to look at. Put my 2 cents in. But hey, man, again, enjoy the video. Y'all take it easy. I'm out.